you published an article, and I actually have it with me. And this article you mentioned about General Flynn accepting the interview and talking something about a trip called Cadell trips to compromise those politicians in Capitol Hill. Tell us a little bit more about the story.
So CODELs, as they're abbreviated, they're long for congressional delegations. And congressional delegations, what the general was referring to, these are groups of members of Congress. They're oftentimes bipartisan, and they're flown around the world, around the country on trips by donors, by foreign nationals, by people tied to foreign governments, by people tied to, like we're going to talk about today, the CCP. And they're flying them around the world. And they're meeting with various world leaders, but not even just world leaders. They're meeting with business leaders. They're meeting with people who run very shady nonprofits. In some cases, like National File has previously covered, they're meeting with people who run orphanages in war-torn countries where children are routinely sexually trafficked. And that's what General Flynn really got at in his statement there. And if you'd like to play the video in a second, that would be great to just let him hear the full quote. But General Flynn, he really hit the nail right on the head when he said there's members of Congress that are being taken to foreign countries and they are being compromised in numerous ways. But one of them is by having sex with children. And that is exactly what is going on here. You know, Jeffrey Epstein, the dead pedophile, his brother Mark is tied to the Chinese Communist Party. And guess what? His brother Mark also runs an influence operation that sponsors congressional delegations to places like Ukraine, where they go to orphanages and hang out with children with no one to speak up for them and with no one to really defend them. So it's truly hideous. But I'm glad that General Flynn's speaking out about it, because this is a drum that needs to be beat.